This game is not real. 2XKO is possibly the worst name that has ever been assigned to anything ever. It's like giving the name of a spoof movie to a real movie. Imagine if this scene was in a legitimate horror movie.
Sushi. Sashimi.
It's the same as asking a normal league player to hold this mix.
We're flying to Philadelphia! Oh, hell no! That's hell no!
It's like when I watched Too Fast, Too Furious for the first time, never watching a fast car movie other than Cars, of course. And I literally thought it was a spoof movie.
Oh no.
You can also take a second to notice how much bro's stressing right here, like he thought that shit was directed at him. But then I watched Tokyo Drift. Now I like car movies. The point is, there can always be a second chance for the casual enjoyer. And the reason this video is existing is because it's second chance time. If you've never heard about this game, you might now because you've seen someone or something say something about how 2XKO laid off half of its developing team, leaving us with about 80 people. Now let's do some quick math. Let's say 70-ish are non-leadership roles, and let's be nice and assume an even split between artists, marketers, PR, HR,
You are worthless bitch ass nigga.
engineers, and QA, just to be simple. Now remember, this is a North American SoCal tech environment, which means big bucks. Now if we average all the salaries for those positions in that region, with benefits, we're looking at average cost of $110,000 per employee, putting us at $7.7 million. As an underestimate and not including leadership pay, bonuses, overhead offices, which might be the same thing, and prize pools they're offering for competitive series. This is a lot of money. More money than you give to a game that you assume has no chance of survival. We've seen what happens when that happens. It's what you do when you think your game will do well but isn't going to be the gigantic titan you think it will. But wait, this game died. Kind of. It didn't die for a long time. This game was the shit, but eventually fell off. We'll get into that. Okay, wait, what in the fucking balancing team thought that Tracer should have 250 health with 100 recoverable? But back to 2XKO right. Let's talk about some of the people who got laid off. Blinkety and Caroline. These are both the lead champion designer and the designer for 3 champions. This looks devastating, but the main issue people have with this game is a lack of content. This game has presumably been being worked on for 10 years and barely released with 11 champions. I'm not a math guy, but that's about 1 champions per year. And at least this guy, the lead developer, has been there the whole time. But someone who wasn't laid off was Marlon Pie, a much more recent addition to the team who's responsible for several characters, none of which were previously shown in the Project L days. Okay, maybe did a little bit of work on Jinx, but you know, Google AI is always super correct and stuff. Either way, this is when the game was most beautiful. The glaze couldn't be stopped if you tried. Project L, as shown here by this very real YouTube video, was the theoretical Labubu Brawn of the FGC. It was to save the FGC, lifted out of the flames of the 5th Street Fighter that, you know, left the stove on a little too long. But this was almost 7 years ago, right before the COVID hit, and then they basically went silent for years.
We're gonna go dark for a while after this.
Then boom, it's alive, it's for new players and old players, but new players won't beat the old players and the connection's gonna be fucking amazing. They drop a little thing here, a little thing there, then several years later, bam. 2XKO. You can say that again. And the first and last thing wasn't, wow, 2XKO is gonna save us all, it was, damn, that name fucking sucks. Which brings us to marketing. Okay, that was a little dramatic for the second easiest college degree. I almost finished that first one, by the way.
Are you autistic? No, definitely not.
The marketing for this game was just, well, terrible. We're doing an alpha, but it's more like a beta. Oh, and now we're doing a closed beta. Oh, and now we've got a closed beta, but you can invite a bunch of people, so it's kind of like an invite by anyone open beta. And then a few weeks later, the game comes out. But wait, it's actually just early access, and it will release in a couple of months because we don't have console ready. But here's also a bunch of stuff we promised with release. And then they fully release, and not a soul knows it until now. Because there was no real mainstream marketing attempt. Everyone in the FGC knew about it, but that was it. And still, their name sucks. And you know what else had a terrible marketing with a terrible name? They said this name sucked. Yet they played it. I played it. I had a very small but very real resurgence. But eventually the game died again, eaten by a bigger fish, a previously downsized game. And guess what? They renamed it again to something genius, something attached to the original IP. Overwatch. Now, Marlon Pie made champions with nothing, no time, and he made many.
Tony Stark was able able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not Tony Stark.
They fired them and are making Marlon Pai lead designer. And just like Overwatch, you will release 5 new champions after just a few months, of Riot will finally have the mainstream marketing pushing millions of dollars. Tyler 1 will be playing. The Burnt Peanut will be fucking playing.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Fuck it, they'll get a Jinxie, Queso, and Sketch collab. But it won't be as 2XKO. It'll be as League of Fighters. And they'll release a new Yasuo skin. Thanks for watching. I don't think they'll actually do that. And I also don't think the game's gonna die. It'll be a normal game, and it's not too hard, and it's not too easy. And if you haven't played it yet, try picking it up with a homie and running some duos. And liking, and subbing, and commenting, and clicking the videos that have been patiently waiting on the screen just for you to click them. And follow me on Twitch at Jahmezi. I'm sure I will boot it up again sometime. See ya.